Why do some people fail at self-employed estate agency? Today, I'm joined by James Humphries-Stone, who is big in the game. He's got his own self-employed estate agency model, The Avenue. It's been going for a couple of years, and they tend to focus on the middle to upper range, price range. James, thanks for joining me today. Why do some people fail at being a self-employed estate agency? Talk to me.
So why do people fail? For me, it's who is self-employed estate agency appropriate for? That I think that's
Okay, that's a good, okay. We can yeah.
And I think that connects to why people might fail. So the people that it can be appropriate for anyone, and that might sound controversial, but I do believe it can be appropriate for anyone. But there are some key ingredients that those people need to have for self-employed estate agency to be a success. Coming from any arena outside of self-employed is different to what self-employed represents, especially at the front end, generating leads, being able to secure the lead in the first place and then turning it into business. Very few estate agents are used to that. So
yeah, because you've got this glory boy, estate agent that does 5 sofa chats a day, very good at converting, but hasn't brought any valuations in for years.
No, hasn't actually generated
Good show pony valuer.
Absolutely right. And there's a lot of them, and I think there's a lot of them that fall into that category of thinking, well, I can waltz into self-employed estate agency.
Have you seen that in your agency?
I wouldn't have seen that in mine, but I have seen it in others because I'm pretty well connected across the industry, and there are people that I've seen that have entered and gone, this will be easy, and then it's a very stark reality because it really isn't easy.
Because that's the crux of it, is how many valuations you're gonna, if you haven't got vals, you've got nothing, have you?
That's your core, right? So that's where you've got to start. And for me, it's about becoming boringly consistent. It's finding a methodology that works, and there are several, but it's then sticking to them. It's not jumping from one concept to another.
Why do you think estate agents are not very good at following a system? Because it's interesting. I posted this weekend. We're filming this in late last week of July, and I posted over the weekend why self-employed estate agency is not for everyone. And it was Steph Walker, who I'm sure you're.
I do.
Ex Purplebricks, said, we've got a system that works. It's not the only system, which is exactly what you said.
Yeah.
But if you want to be successful, you follow our system.
Well, success leaves clues, right? So I think the core to it is that salespeople, by virtue of being a salesperson,
are shit at processes. Technical term.
Yeah, absolutely. Continually looking for a solution to a problem that probably doesn't exist unless they just stay consistent. So I think it's that tendency to flock to, ideas or, oh, that letter, apparently someone sent a letter and that lands really, really well. So I'm just going to do that for a week.
Shiny object syndrome.
Shiny object syndrome.
Yeah.
That's a magpie.
Silver bullet, want the shortcut.
Yeah. Want a quick win all the time, rather than saying, right, I am going to dedicate the next 90 days to this. These things are going to happen around me, but this is my focus, and I'm going to go all in on it. And to be quite candid, it doesn't matter what that all in is, provided they stick to it.
I mean, people say, does door knocking work? Yes, if you say it in the right way. Do leaflets work? If the leaflet's done well and you continue, you've got to be persistent and consistent at it,
Yep.
And the message is okay. Do newspaper adverts work? Yes, if they're the right sort of adverts and the message is okay.
Does direct mail work? Does social media work?
Yes.
They all work,
but
if done it consistently and the messaging is right.
Yes.
And done in a quality way. So that's where I think that the biggest issue is, I think the biggest failing, if you like, is that it can be, anybody can do it. It's not rocket science. It's about being boringly consistent, having a process, listening to those around you. We've created a network of agents now that are doing very well. Talk to them, find out what works best for you.
Oh, but my area is different, James.
I call bullshit on that.
Good, I'm glad you said that.
It's not. I operate in the area within which I operate. Okay, so I'll share a quick story with you. When we launched The Avenue, I said to my partner, Hayley, born and bred where we're now operating, I said, our fee is going to average X, and we're going to operate in this area of the market. That's my vision. She's like, no one will pay that fee. This is my partner.
Ex Purplebricks territory owner,
regional director. She said people won't pay that fee.
Won't work in my town.
In this area, people won't pay more than 1%. And I said, we're going to be at 1.5 and we'll move towards 2. People won't pay it. people are paying us 1.5% on our listings. We are taking listings off agents who are currently on the market at 0.75 as a fee, and we're taking them on at 1.5. People don't have an issue paying if they can see the value that is attached to it. Completely side topic, but that whole message you just came up with there is exactly what you face a lot with people. People won't pay that in my town.
And I think that's what self-employed estate agents need to realise, don't they?
Yeah, there's got to be you've got to have self-belief. I think one of the other big components to it is if you don't back yourself, you aren't going to succeed unless you have that self-belief. If you set out thinking, oh, can I do this? Is it going to work? You've got to go in both feet, otherwise it's not going to happen.
Thank you for your time today, James.
Pleasure.